Hi guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to my channel. A famous quote by Bill Copeland, an historian and a writer, is that the trouble with not setting goals is that you can spend your time running around the field and never score a goal. Cristiano Ronaldo said that every season he tries as much as possible to set new goals by making sure that he surpasses his goals, his assists, and everything that he does. That is an example of someone who sets goals to be able to achieve and surpass what his previous achievement has been. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to unlock revenue potential by setting goals. And the reason is because as we progress into the end of the year and move into another year, it's quite imperative that you begin to think about how you can set new goals or how you can even improve on some of your successes this year, or even in the areas where you need to also do better. So today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you things that we can do practically to begin to unlock those new revenue streams. So if you're liking the sound of this, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you can get lots of useful sales content from us. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is that you need to set smart goals. And this is something that a lot of us probably have heard countless times. But what I mean in this area is that, first of all, as you move into a new year, you move into a new season, or even if it's not a new year, even if it's a quarter that has just even passed, one of the things that you must realize is that whatever you might have achieved previously, you must set a new target so that you can continue to improve. So as a business owner or as a salesperson, or even for personal development, one of the things you need to realize is that you have to continue to do better than you've always done. And you have to set a target, meaning that it has to be something that you want to eat. So for example, if you're doing 50,000 pounds this year, you can say for next year, I want to move it to 75,000 pounds. Or if I say that if I have 20 customers this year, for next year, I want to move it to 40 customers. But the thing you have to realize is that that also has to be something that is achievable, meaning that you can clearly itemize the things that you can do to get there. So it should not just be anything. It should not just be any goal. It should not just be the fact that you just want to put something on paper, but it has to be something that is realistic. Something that you can look back and say that if I've gone in this direction this year, or if I've gone in this direction this month, for next year, if I do A, B, and C, I should be able to hit this new target. And the other thing that you need to do is that you must ensure that those targets are broken down into smaller chunks that you can continue to do things to achieve them. So you must break them down into either quarterly or monthly or weekly KPIs. That means there has to be things that you can use to track those goals. So it should not just be things that you have just set in paper. For example, some people want to set goal and they say next year or next month I want to sell more. That is not a goal. If it has to be a goal, it has to be something that you can quantify. So it has to be something that you can measure. So it should not just be something that is unquantifiable. Because once you say things like that, then it means that it's not possible for you to be able to track what you're going to be able to do. So you must ensure that what you're trying to set is something that is quantifiable and can be broken down either into quarters, either into months, either into days. The second thing you need to do is that you need to actually look at what are the key revenue drivers for you. So key revenue drivers could be that you might need to actually improve on what you're doing this year. So for example, if you started a business and you started selling a particular product and that product has been the main revenue driver for you, you might start thinking about how you need to open up that product into new markets. So if you're selling to either one market now, you might start thinking about, okay, how do we get this into maybe two supermarkets? How do we get this into 2 stores? How do we get this into 3 stores? So you might start thinking about how you can open up that product into more channels. The other thing you can also begin to focus on is customer retention. So for some of the customers that you have now, how are you retaining them, or how do you plan to retain them? Because it is not just okay for you to have customers come in, but it has to be something that you're doing to retain the existing ones as you're looking for new ones. The other revenue driver you might look at is that how do you acquire new customers? Do you need to start running paid ads? Do you need to start pushing out content? Is there something that you need to start doing to start looking at getting more customers in new areas? Because those are the key revenue drivers that will help you to unlock revenues for your business. So these are things that has to be focused on. The other thing that you can also look at is pricing strategy. Do you need to start looking at increasing your price? Do you need to start looking at reducing your price? Do you need to start looking at running quarterly promos? These are things that you can begin to look at, because as a business or someone who's running a business, one of the things you must realize is that there are some things that are important, that are key revenue drivers for you, and those things must be given focus as you set goals for new year. So the other thing you need to look at is that you have to have a way of monitoring your progress. So it's not just important to actually set goals, or it's not just important for you to actually put down activities that you want you to achieve your goals, but either on a monthly basis, you must have a way by which you come back to the drawing board and say, if I said that I'm going to do 5 customers this month, how many did I achieve this month? If I said I wanted to make £2,000 this month, how much did I actually make this month? Because it's important. With those feedback, you can look at how you have actually done, and you can know what you need to improve on. You don't need to wait till the end of the year, or you don't even need to wait to the end of 3 months to actually do that. My advice is that it's always important to even do that on a monthly basis, so that it doesn't even pile up and you've gone for a long period of time without having to do that. So the last thing that I would also advise is that as you set your goals, you must be flexible as well. So one of the things that I realize is that because times are changing and things are changing really fast, a lot of us have not realized that as you start to put in one strategy and you see that that strategy is not working well, you should be flexible enough to quickly make adjustments. And that's what that monthly check-in will do for you, or that weekly check-in can also do for you. Because as you go into the weeks, you go into the months, one of the things you realize is that things are changing. So for example, you might realize that there's a policy that has come into place that is probably going to shift the way people are going to be buying a particular product, either one of the products that you're selling or one of the products that you plan to sell. So one of the things you need to realize is that if you're not currently doing that product, or if you're not currently offering that service, it can help you to know how you need to make the adjustment. So for example, if they say they're going to ban the importation of a particular item that you are bringing into the country to sell, what that tells you is that as far as that item is concerned, you won't be able to get sales in it. So you must be able to be flexible to make the necessary adjustments when things change. And you don't have to beat yourself up when things are not working the way you want it to work. In summary, one of the things that I've realized about goals is that as you make the little progress, learn to celebrate those progress. Learn to celebrate those progress, because one of the things you realize is that not celebrating those progress will not make you know how much you are actually improved. And when you see that there is a setback, also track back and see how you can make the necessary adjustments. I believe that these things that I've shared with you today, if you carefully sit down and think about them and apply it into your business, you'll be able to unlock revenue potential as you progress into a new phase. If you have any comment that you'd like to share with us on how you're actually going about setting your own goals to unlock revenue potentials, you can share it in the comment section and we'll be glad to hear from you. Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's video. See you next time.